Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav just sold $30 million worth of company stock.
Yeah, it's a big move, especially with the timing.
It's hard to ignore that this sale comes right as the company is going through a massive restructuring.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So it's his first sale of company stock
Uh-huh.
since that Warner Bros. Discovery merger, right?
Right. He sold 2.564 million shares of Series A common stock at an average price of $11.73 per share.
Okay, so while the SEC filing says it's for like year-end income tax and gift state planning activities, it's still pretty interesting timing,
Yeah, for sure.
especially with this big restructuring.
Well, they're dividing the company into two divisions.
Okay.
So the first one is Global Linear Networks, and that'll be for the traditional cable channels.
Like CNN and TNT and HGTV.
Exactly. And that division will focus on profitability and steady cash flow.
So making the most of those existing cable assets.
Exactly.
And the second division.
The second division is streaming and studios. And that will combine their streaming platforms like Max and Discovery Plus with their production studios.
So that's clearly a sign of their commitment to the future of streaming.
Absolutely. It's all about adapting to how the media landscape is changing, you know?
Yeah, cable viewership is definitely declining while streaming services are gaining momentum.
Right. And they're trying to streamline their operations to unlock value and position themselves for that long-term growth in streaming.
Yeah, some analysts even think this restructuring is just the beginning.
Oh, yeah. There's speculation that they might even sell off some of their cable networks.
To reduce their debt load.
Right. And free up more money to invest in streaming.
Makes sense. The market seems to like the idea.
Yeah. WBD's stock price has gone up since the announcement.
Shows that investors are confident in the direction they're going.
But, you know, Zaslav selling his stock raises some questions.
Like, is it a personal financial decision? Or is he not as optimistic about the company's future?
Right. The timing of the sale with the restructuring is definitely interesting.
Yeah.
But we should remember that even after the sale, Zaslav still owns a lot of WBD stock.
Over 3 million shares?
Yeah. And almost 15 million in stock options.
Okay. So that suggests he still believes in the company.
Right. It could just be that the stock price is favorable right now, and this was a good time to sell for personal reasons.
So it's like he's betting on streaming for the future, but also taking some profits now.
Exactly. It's a complex situation.
And the outcome could have big consequences.
Yeah, Warner Bros. Discovery's success or failure in this changing media landscape.
It could impact the whole entertainment industry.
Absolutely. This restructuring and Zaslav's stock sale are just the first steps in a much bigger story.
Yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on this one.
To really get what Zaslav's thinking, let's take a closer look at his compensation.
Like how much he actually made.
Yeah, so his 2023 pay package was $49.7 million. Yeah, big money that includes a base salary of $3 million. Plus stock awards valued at $23.1 million, a cash bonus of $22 million, and $1.6 million in other stuff.
Other stuff.
Yeah, things like personal security services and using the company's private jet.
The perks of being CEO.
Right. But it's actually a lot lower than what he made in 2021.
Really? How much was it then?
$246.6 million.
Whoa. That's a huge difference.
Yeah, but that 2021 figure was really high because of a big stock option grant, so
that makes his recent stock sale make more sense.
right. It was probably more about personal finances and not him losing faith in the company.
Especially since he still has all that other stock in those options.
Exactly. It shows he's still betting on Warner Bros. Discovery.
Okay, so this restructuring is really all about maximizing their value and dealing with people cutting the cord.
Exactly.
And it makes sense to separate the linear networks and streaming studios.
It lets them focus on streaming, which is growing so fast.
And compete with Netflix and Disney.
Right. The Global Linear Networks division can just concentrate on getting the most out of their existing cable channels.
Which might mean streamlining operations.
Right, maybe even finding new partnerships or selling off some assets.
Like how Comcast is spinning off its NBC Universal Cable networks.
Exactly. It's becoming a trend for media companies to split up their traditional cable and streaming businesses.
It gives them more flexibility to change with the times.
And it shows they know streaming is the future.
But it's not going to be easy for Warner Bros. Discovery.
Right. They need to make sure their streaming platforms have great content.
Stuff people actually want to watch.
And they have to keep costs under control.
Which is tough with so much competition.
Yeah. And then there's what to do with those linear networks.
Yeah, their choices there will definitely affect their finances.
It's a complicated situation with a lot of moving parts.
Warner Bros. Discovery is at a turning point.
The decisions they make will shape their future.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, we'll be watching closely this whole thing with the restructuring and the stock sale. It's just the tip of the iceberg.
There's a lot more to come in the entertainment industry.
Absolutely, it's changing so fast.
Warner Bros. Discovery is a perfect example of how things are transforming.
The decline of cable, the rise of streaming.
And how important it is to make great content.
It's all about giving consumers what they want.
More choices, more ways to be entertained. It's a whole new world for media companies.
Right, they have to figure out how to reach people in this more fragmented media landscape.
It's not as simple as just having a cable bundle anymore.
No, people want streaming services so they can watch what they want when they want.
So companies like Warner Bros., Discovery have to adapt or they'll get left behind.
That's exactly why they're restructuring.
They're trying to stay ahead of the curve.
We'll see if it works.
It all comes down to whether their strategy is successful.
This whole situation shows how important it is for companies to be innovative.
And be able to change with the times.
Yeah, the entertainment industry never stands still.
There will definitely be more changes coming.
It's a fascinating industry to follow.
It really is. We're seeing the future of entertainment unfold right in front of us.
It's a story that's just getting started.
And we'll be here to cover it every step of the way. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.